Hi guys, so
Hello.
today we've got a video for you where we're just gonna chat about our first year married. So for anyone that's new to our channel, my name's Konge.
I'm Tunde.
And we've been married for just over a little 1 year, so like 1 day and a few days now.
1 year.
Yeah, so when you see this video, it'll be like 1 year and 5 days.
Yeah, or something.
So yeah, this is it. So we just thought that would make a video and just film what our thoughts have been for the first year marriage.
Yeah.
And it's answer that whole question: is first year marriage really as hard as they say? And yeah, and by no means are we saying this is like universal or whatever. Like, it's just what we've experienced. And do you want to go first?
So resolving conflicts was one that we really looked at before we got married. So we attended a premarital course before we got married at our church, which was very beneficial and useful to us actually. And yeah, we're really grateful for that course actually. We'll recommend some books later on that we bought before we got married. But yeah, one of the things that, you know, there's bound to be disagreements in any relationship, and I think it's how we handle the conflict that really matters. And as well, like, I remember telling some people that we were attending a premarital course, and some of them obviously scorned and laughed and just thought, oh, what's the point in going to a premarital course and stuff like that. But the way I saw it was, you know, before if we're living in the UK, so before you get a driver's license, you must have gone through a series of driving lessons, and you must do your theory test and pass your practical as well. And I thought something as big as marriage, then why not just try and prepare for it? You know, it's not everything that we will learn before the marriage, or it's not everything that you will learn before you get married, but you know, it's the same as driving as well. It's not everything that you will learn before you start driving on the road. However, it prepares you for different scenarios and different situations. So that's the approach that I took, that we took actually before we got married, and I think it's really helped us.
So yeah, no, it's true. Like, in terms of conflicts, like, I definitely agree. Like, I think it's like friendships, family, anything. Like, I think conflicts are sort of almost inevitable. But I think it's just how you resolve it. Because I mean, another thing actually, let's not go to bed annoyed at each other. But that's one thing that we try. Like, no matter how annoyed. And you know, another thing as well, and I've learned about myself, is that I flip quite easily. I do, like, even right now I could literally just flip on Sunday. I could flip quite easily, but I think, like, no matter, even if I flip at like 11 PM when it's time for me to go to bed, I'm working on it.
Prayers.
But prayers.
Please pray for her.
No, you've been praying. You've been praying. I flip at like 11 PM. And I like to go to bed at 11 PM. And I'm like, I just want to sleep right now. But I have to resolve it, even if it means I have to go to bed later. Like, we've just gotta talk it out, do you know what I mean?
Maybe you've got an alarm clock. Time to flip on Tunde.
I don't flip on you.
It's a reminder.
I don't flip on you. I don't flip that much. What the point I was trying to make then is that conflicts do happen, but it's how you resolve them and just making sure you don't stay angry at each other for a long time. That's what I've had to learn, because it's just a build up. Like, it's just a build up, and then it's not good. Which also leads on to another thing. Like, what we've learned is to have like weekly or monthly, depending on how busy our schedule is, retrospective. So just basically like go over it all. Like, and yeah, like, another thing that I've learned is that as much as your marriage comes first, it's so important not to abandon friends and stuff. You know,
if you've got good friends, then, you know, hold on to them, because good friends are rare. So
equally with family, stay close, hang tight.
Yeah, with family, it goes without saying. I think family, you know, a good family will always be there. Thank God we've got good families.
What I've learned about marriage, firstly, everybody has a different level of what they deem to be clean and hygienic. Everybody.
Shade. Ding ding ding. That's dark. That's not even shade. That's just to the abyss. Anyway.
Sometimes you fall out because you don't always see eye to eye or something, but it's not a big deal. You've gotta bring it back together. I know everybody has different routine, I'm more of a night person. Sunday's a morning person. I think I've converted you, but
yeah, I'm still a morning person.
I'm a night owl, as they call it. But I mean, what I'm saying is, everyone has
the 11 p.m. flip.
What?
Oh God.
I'm a snoozer. There's not a snoozer.
Implementing your wife goes a long way, you know, especially when it comes to food. You like it, you want more of it, compliment her.
You don't like it, just say you like it.
If you don't like it, compliment her. Especially if she's cooking a nice dish, just compliment her.
When Bae makes an effort to cook, compliment him. Even if it tastes.
Even if you don't compliment me, I compliment myself. Well done to me.
Responsive, it's like care about the small things if you can. Obviously, we're all busy, but try your best. Like care, I think that's one thing I've learned. Care about the small things, it goes a long way. The way I see things and the way I think things are acceptable, I know exactly how to see things and think things are acceptable. Sometimes it just takes long to get ready. It just does. But for some others, it doesn't take that long. I don't know how. Okay, maybe it's because I do my makeup and hair, but yeah, so sometimes it takes me longer to get ready. Patience.
No matter how prepared you are, that's something I learned. No matter how prepared you are, you get to marriage and you're like 5 minutes turn to 50 minutes and now you're running late.
Yeah, I'm working on it. But
that's probably something we can improve on in our marriage. Something should be more punctual.
Oh yeah, it's all work in progress.
Yeah, there's nothing perfect, guys.
Nothing perfect. It's just, I think that's one thing I've learned. It's not perfect. I just have to learn how to grow with it. I've had to learn like to figure out what it is that matters to him, and also I'm hoping that he figures out more what it is that matters to me. He's doing well. Mind
reading. I'm practicing.
Yeah, like just know me. Like you have to know me. Maybe that's where the 10 years of marriage comes in. But it's okay to have, like, it's good to also have me time, and also I think it's something that's been key, like allowing ourselves to have like us time, you know, so it's not like constantly in each other's space.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's quite important actually. We started living together once we got married, and that is something that was new because it's something that, you know, we're in each other's space in a good and bad way, depending on how long we're in each other's space for. But I think the fact that we actually spent some time, you know, consciously trying to spend a little bit of time separate, just to have a little bit of our own time, mini time. I think it was healthy for us.
Yeah,
it's healthy. Extending the honeymoon phase and the honeymoon period was something that we actually enjoyed, because you know, we go on like date night or you know, pretend I'm still courting her or whatever, and you know, just making sure that honeymoon phase lasts for as long as we want really, and you know, not to box it down to a 2-week period on a holiday on the beach somewhere. Finance. Now, finance, we had an interesting statistic before we got married, and that was 60% of marriages end up in divorce, are practically down to finance. So money is really, and that was a staggering fact. That was a high percentage, and that was something that I particularly wanted us to tackle before we got married, and that involved us actually exposing our finances, so our outgoings and our incomes, basically what our habits are, financial habits are, and in a way that we can both come to an understanding and respect really of what we spend our money on, so that will help us when we get married. So that was the approach that we took before we got married, which I think made things easier for us. But yeah, I think finance.
Yeah, I think it's that whole like letting go of the whole what's mine's mine sort of thing, and kind of embracing the whole what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. And I think obviously it is a challenge in itself, because you know, you go for so many years just so used to like yourself and managing your own finances and doing whatever you want with your money, and now it's kind of like you have to sort of work as a unit, and then it has been something that we've had to learn. It's been a learning curve and stuff, and I've absolutely become obsessed with, well, I've always been, but I'm like obsessed with spreadsheets. I'm like, always
Excel
like,
spreadsheets.
I've got a new spreadsheet. I think almost every month, like, oh, check this out. Yeah, one thing that I've really learned is expectations. Expectations is one of those things where like we all have expectations for stuff. We have expectations of our holidays, work, everything. So like it's just that whole thing. I had to train myself to sort of like reduce my expectations, because it's not kind of fair to have too many expectations on one person. Kind of day, we're all like human beings and we're not perfect and we're all like learning. Some people hold these strong expectations on marriage, and like the husband must do A, B, C, D, and the wife must do A, B, C, D, and if she's not doing A, B, C, D, and if he's not doing A, B, C, D, then they're failing at being a husband or being a wife, which I think is harsh. You know, I've had to just sort of be intentional about not setting too many expectations. At the end of the day, obviously you want to maintain all your sort of deal breakers and stuff. You need someone to treat you with the utmost respect, whatever it is that matters to you. But what I mean by like expectations and stuff, like expecting bin to be taken out every day, or to go out on taken out to cinema every Tuesday and dinner out every Wednesday, and a gift every Thursday and perfume every Friday, you know, like obviously that's very exaggerated, but you know what I mean. Like it's just sort of making sure you don't have too many expectations, which is something I had to learn, and just sort of like calm down and don't base my expectation on like what my friend's husband or what that person's husband in the movie is doing, because you know those movies get you all like, oh. So yeah, it's just
chick flicks.
Yeah, chick flicks. I do love them, but I don't know. I don't think they're that realistic, you know. Well, some moments are, but you know. But anyway, bottom line is I've had to really learn to sort of calm it down with expectations, because there's no need. It's just, I mean, and also when you don't expect something and it happens, it's a bonus, isn't it? So yeah. Yeah. Another thing that I've like really learned, which is I think has been amazing. Like, I've always known, but I mean has been even stronger, is that, you know, God is the center of it all, and it's so important like to just like include God in everything. You know, pray. That's what I've had to tell myself. Like, why keep talking about it? Sometimes you just gotta pray about it, you know, and trust God. The verse, I forgot what it's from. I can link it below, but like a braid. So you know, like usually you have a twist, and then you have a braid, which is like a three things made to make a braid. So obviously a twist is not as strong as a braid, and it's that whole thing. So like braid. So don't just twist as the two of you kind of thing. It's kind of like always remembering to be a braid, yeah, and like have God in the middle, and like as we tangle together kind of thing.
What an illustration! Wow, nice. That took me around the world until I understood it. Thanks. Thank you.
In short form, like God is amazing. Like, well, so yeah, we're personally Christian, so that's why like God's important part of our marriage, and we feel like we've only gone through this year because God has really been with us, really, and we couldn't have done it alone. That leads me on to my point that I was talking about, like nagging. So I've just learned, but not to nag basically. I always was kind of mindful of this. Like before I got married, I was always thinking, I don't want to be one of those women that like just nags her husband, and then the husband like
There's a song called Nagging.
Is it?
I heard that a long time ago, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to become a nagging wife, so I've had to like be conscious of stuff. So like basically finding ways to be the most effective way to communicate my point to Tunde without
articulate it,
without nagging. That's it. So it takes a lot of mind power, you know, because you just want to go at it like, but you do to like hold back and not nag, because there's no need. So yeah, and sometimes I find myself asking Tunde, like, do you think I've been nagging a bit and whatnot, just to check in, you know, because I don't want to like be too much of a nag, because I think
question,
and it also leads to that whole like life is what you make it, marriage is what you make it, you know. So if you want to make it like a nagging relationship, then go ahead, and it will just always be like, oh, she's always on my case, you know. And there's no need. Whereas like you could find, like I've had to learn to find more effective ways, and normally when I communicate more effectively, it's more powerful than when I'm nagging. Because
so here comes the fun part. We've got some books that we read before we got married. So we're just going to share with you guys 2 of them. One is called The Marriage Book, building strong foundations. That's one of the sections here. Love in action, the power of forgiveness in marriages. So for example, one of the ones that we were discussing earlier on, which was resolving conflict. It's not just for married people actually, hence obviously we read it before we got married.
Yeah, and my all-time favorite book, guys, that I've read about marriage is Things I Wish I Knew Before I Got Married. Like,
oh yeah,
I might link
where
it
is that
below.
book?
Best book I've read. Like, it just gets you to talk about, you get real, like
Yeah.
it just gets you real, like you get real, especially if you're intentional about doing exercises at the end of each chapter. Like, best book. I know it's 5 love languages. I recommend it. Find out your love language and love someone according to love language, not according to your own just love language. Just to round it up, to answer to the question, is first your marriage really as hard as people say it is?
Bumps, but overall, no, it's been good.
Yeah. My answer is it's not as hard as people say it is. You can work for anything if you put your mind to it, but at the same time, it's not exactly a walk in the park. You have to be intentional. You have to. Another question: do you recommend marriage? Absolutely. After 1 year of marriage, I absolutely still am an advocate of marriage and absolutely recommend marriage.
Yeah.
So is marriage fun? Yeah, absolutely. I would say 100%.
Yeah.
As I said, everything has its moments, but it's beautiful. And most importantly, we've just learned just be friends, be best friends. Ultimately, you know each other's thoughts, each other's intimate things. But all in all, guys, thank you so much for watching. And yes, we've still got, that's just our first year. We've still got so much to learn, so much to read, so much to do, and so many places to visit. We've got so much left, but we're excited for that. It's just been first year of many years to come. So yeah, we just thought we'd come in, sit down and just chat about it. But so yeah, we just say thank you so much for supporting us so far. Thanks to everybody that's subbed, thanks to everybody that's constantly like comments and stuff as well. Like we've the loyal subs, thank you guys, you know yourself, and just everybody, thank you so much for everything, because we've heard, like, even when people have come back and given us so much amazing feedback. And I think at the end of the day, our purpose, as much as we do vlogs and stuff, we also want to show the real side to it and want to be of help in any way, really. So if there's anything else you want to know from us, like, comment below.
See you in our next vlog. I can tell some people probably might be thinking that we're not gurus. It's only 1 year. We're just trying to explain what we've experienced basically in our first year of marriage. So we're by no means gurus or some sort of marriage experts. So however, we are just sharing our experience, and we would love to hear from anyone who's got any tip for married people or people thinking to get into marriage. Yeah, so please, any tips, any book recommendations, comment below, because I love to read stuff like that. Anything that's gonna help me grow, I love it, because any day it's only making my life better, so why not? It's like this. Bye. Boom.